Okay, folks. This is Dr. Freedom, and of course, this is the Omega Files. And this week, we're going to sit down and have a little talk about a new show that's hit Netflix based off a comic that's been around quite a while, Daredevil. Okay, let's go ahead and let's intro everybody. Let's start with Kevin. Say hello.
Hello.
AJ.
Hello.
Philip.
Hi.
William.
Hey now, how you doing, everybody?
Graham.
Evening, kiddies. I will be your William Fisk for this evening.
Well, Wilson, but I will.
Cut.
All right, just don't stare at the wall too much. All right, Mike Shannon.
What's up, dudes?
Neo.
Hello.
And, of course, James.
Greetings and salutations, one and all.
Sorry, just taking a deep breath there, man. Oh, it's been a busy day. Where do we start with this thing? You know, it's just an incredible show. It's such a major turnaround from the Affleck movie we got a few years back. Not to mention, how many here, raise of hands, remembers Trial of the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
I'll give it on DVD.
Where you also got to see Daredevil on TV for that movie. Oh, man. Oh, man. The late 70s, early 80s. Gotta love them. Okay. Oh, where do we start? Let's start with, opening thoughts. Why not? All right. Mike Shannon, opening thoughts on Daredevil.
Well, for me, guys, I'm not a Daredevil expert in any way. I never read his comics. I've seen him. I've read the Spider-Mans. I've seen him appear in Spider-Man. I knew a little about him. So I wasn't like, a big fan of looking into this show. But I had a day, all our shows were kind of done, the seasons were over. I said, I'll give Daredevil a watch, man. I watched the first episode. I was like, oh, my God, this is for adults. This is awesome, man. This is my cup of tea. And I have to say, I'm definitely glad I did, man, because it was a great show, and I got to tell some of my other friends that weren't really interested in it to check it out. And then once they saw it, they're like, oh, my God, that was freaking great, man. So that's my opening thoughts on it, man.
Okay, Lady Neo.
I have to say it was like, was it a boring, not boring, but a little of a slow start, and then it got really, really interesting once we got to the villain and his people. I like that part. I like the villain and his people. The rest of it's okay. It's just that his part is so much cooler. I'm sorry, Matt Murdock.
Okay. James?
I kind of agree a little bit with Neil, but I love everyone. Everyone in this series is good. It's very adult-themed. We have some gore, finally, and this show is exactly what Arrow wants to be, but can't, because it's just, regular television. I just love it. I really like Wilson Fisk. It's a really good show. Love it, love it, love it.
All right, Graham.
I'm in the same similar boat as Mike Bry. No well-versed in the Daredevil universe, but sat down, checked it out, and I got to say, loved the whole gritty, dark, criminal underworld element of the whole thing. Mike said, it's catered toward the adult market, and I could just sum it up by saying Russians, Chinese, and, let's go bowling. Fantastic.
All right, William.
I wasn't expecting this TV series to be dark at all, because since Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Marvel movies are not dark at all, so I was just expecting it to be like that. But noticing that it was on Netflix, you noticing something adult was going to happen in the show. But when I saw this thing, I was tremendously floored that it was a great show. Just like James said, it's what Arrow wishes it could be, but it can't because it's on regular TV. And those who, like some of us who do read the comics, notice that, yes, this is following a little bit of the Man Without Fear limited series, but it doesn't entirely. And I got to give thumbs up to Vincent D'Onofrio for playing Wilson Fisk. He's a great actor, and big time that he returns for the second season. This show blew me away. I consider this the best TV show in 2015.
Okay. Philip.
Well, I'm going to echo Will and say it is the best present in 2015. I do like how it starts off very quietly, and then with each episode, it builds up to an end where the Daredevil actually faces off against the Kingpin, or Wilson Fisk, we call it. So the whole thing does work well in a chapter to chapter kind of way, and there was wonderful bits in it that I will go into later that I really like. The characters stand out very well, as mostly Wilson Fisk, as Will just said. He's perfect for the character, and but I'll give kudos to the man that plays Daredevil. He does his part. He does it nice, and it's kind of subtle the way he does it.
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, it's kind of subtle how he plays Daredevil. But I do wish they would have brought in the costume much earlier than what they did.
Alrighty. Kevin.
So I haven't read any comics of Daredevil, but I do know him from the Spider-Man animated series when he appeared in. The Kingpin is also featured in this one. So yeah, I know a little bit. I loved it. When I heard that they were making it, of course, I was looking out for it, and then it was released, and I watched it, and man, I did not expect that Marvel turned in that TV show dark and gritty. You know, the real serious tone in this series than the movies are, because sometimes the trailers shows you that it's dark, but then you go to the movie and then it's lighthearted. But this one is freaking dark and it's awesome. I loved it every second of it. But episode 2 is the slow one, when it's no fighting. Oh yeah, there's one fight in episode 2 that is in one take. I have heard, and man, that fighting scene, it was awesome. Really, really well done, Matt. And Foggy and Karen, there was a little bit of humor, you're used to from Marvel. So yeah, that Matt is waking up and then Foggy is calling him, and then he's getting up and then he's making a moan, and then Foggy said, "Did I hear a moan? What was she like? Violent." Yeah, I love the humor between those two, and that Karen Page asking how long they have practiced in law, and then how late is it, Foggy? Several hours ago. I laughed at my ass off that. But great show, 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay, AJ.
Yeah, for me, the show was quite evenly paced. I liked it the very sort of first 3 or 4 episodes. They don't mention the Kingpin's name, Mr. Fisk. They go to start to say his name, and they're like, "Don't say his name. You never say his name." So it sort of revealed how powerful and dangerous he was. I agree that the movie sucked ass compared to this. It was terrible. Ben Affleck, no. But this show, awesome.
Okay, now the big question, and I'm going to make it hard on you. Okay, other than the Daredevil and Fisk, who are your favorite characters in this thing? Because we're going to go into Fisk a lot here coming up. So, all right, we're going to talk a lot about Fisk explicitly, so that's why I'm leaving him out of this question. Okay, let's start with Philip. What were your favorite characters on the side in this one?
I'm gonna choose Foggy for one, because I like how he's the light-hearted part of the whole seriousness of Daredevil. So he brings a bit of humour to it. So I liked him. But I also had a kind of sneaking liking for, what was the guy's name that worked for Fisk?
Wesley.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them. There's Wesley and Owsley.
Well, I did like Wesley then. The one that got the one that got bumped off, shall we say?
Yeah.
I liked him because he was a guy that you just love to hate, because he was just oily and slippery, and you just want to punch him in the face and die, bitch. But there you go. So yeah, those are the 2 I like.
Yeah, the guy who's so far up Fisk's butt he can tell you what he had for lunch last week. Yeah, oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy was such a weasel, man. Or as we would call him back in the old days, the toady. Okay, Mike Shannon, go ahead.
No, like Philip said, Foggy was cool, man. He's at first you think he's just a goof in a way, but you know what? He turns out to be a pretty solid character, man, and really stands by his buddy. So I really like him. I liked his development, man. And as far as villain-wise, I kind of liked Fisk's girlfriend there. Vanessa, yeah. I thought she was really cool because there's a nice girl, but she's got like kind of a dark side to her, man. And kind of where they wrapped her up in the end, where she took off and all. It's like, wow, is she going to be the one that comes back and saves her beloved? You know what I mean, man? She was a strong character for me. I really dug her.
That goes to the conversation she had with Wilson Fisk.
I know. She was really dark, man.
Well, yeah, because you didn't think at first. You thought she's an innocent lady. Again, I don't know. I assume she was in the comics, I guess, right, William? I'm not sure. All right,
yeah, when the Kingpin was first introduced in Amazing Spider-Man, he was already married to Vanessa for many years, and they have a son.
Oh, okay.
That was already. So by the time he appeared in Daredevil, that's like, what, 20-something years already passed.
Perfect match for him. That's all I can say. Perfect matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up, AJ.
Yeah, favorite characters. I liked Foggy Nelson. I also like Karen Page. That old guy who worked with the Kingpin, who poisoned Vanessa.
That's Leonard Owlsley. In the comics, he's the Owl.
Okay, he is a snake in the grass who should be shot. He was awesome. Also, I liked Rosario Dawson's character, Nurse. She was brilliant. She didn't get as much screen time as she should have done, so yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, Graham.
Oh, for me, it's Leonard Owlsley, is it? Yeah, I mean, there's a guy you want to trust with your money right there, man. Jeez, unbelievable the amount of figures he was fiddling. Honourable mention goes to the old mentor and tutor in episode 7 in Stick. I hope we get that guy back because there's a crap load more you could explore with that character. Who else did I have some time for? I've got to give some praise to the reporter, good dude. Was it Ben Urich?
Yeah.
I don't have time for that character. I was kind of peeved to get bumped off in the penultimate episode, but hey ho,
That shocked me actually when that happened. I was like, oh, no, they can't do that, but they did.
Remember, Philip, he's just a token black guy.
Oh man. Okay, James.
Well, you stole my stick there, Graham. But I love Stick. I think the weapon he was killing. I'd love them to explore that in season 2. There's a lot they could explore with that. Obviously, Wesley. I mean, he's always saying the employer, our employer. I love all that. That was great. I love the reporter. Ben Urich. I knew it was coming though. As soon as he sat there, we all knew he was going to die. I think but it was a shock they were sat there though. That was kind of sad. It was one of the typical good guys we had.
But I agree with you that the character was set for the chop. I didn't expect it in season 1, maybe sometime in midway.
Yeah. But as soon as he was sat there though, it's like he's done for. There's not much you can get out of that one. But I'm wondering how long it'll take for Matt to find out that Karen killed Wesley.
Well, seemingly the only ones that knew that now, apart from Karen, are all bumped off now. So
yeah,
whenever she cracks, I guess.
But yeah, Wesley's still my favourite. I love Wesley. Little snake.
All right, Lady Neo.
Besides Fisky, I would have to say James Wesley and Vanessa. Let me see. Besides, let me see. Good people. I don't know. I don't like them. Sorry, no.
All righty. Did that hit you yet, William? Okay, go ahead.
All right. Foggy Nelson, of course, because him and Matt Murdock are not just friends; they're like brothers. And they both grew up in Hell's Kitchen, So he always gonna stand. He always gonna stand out. Um, Ben Urich, he stood out as a great reporter, and I was shocked that he was killed. I was expecting that maybe the Kingpin was gonna grab him and throw him in like in a loony bin like that for him ranting and raving on his job like that. It was gonna lock him up in a sanitarium, like the way the Kingpin's mom was in a sanitarium. And I thought that was gonna happen. I was shocked to see that he got killed. Claire Temple, who was the night nurse, played by Rosario Dawson, she was a great character. Yes, they didn't use it that much, but she's an important character that needs to be turned because in the comics, she's great friends with Luke Cage, and she was once she was once I think either engaged or married to Bill Foster, who became like one of the Giant Men in the comics. So her character needs to come back, and because for her to appear in Luke Cage and maybe Jessica Jones. For the bad guys, Wesley was a great character. I was shocked to see him get bumped off. I was totally shocked. And Owsley, like I said earlier, like he was in the comics, he's the Owl. But if you notice when he was talking to the Kingpin, he said his money all the accounts is only known to him and his son. So that means his son might show up in the second season because that means they know all the money whereabouts. Of course, Vanessa played a pivotal role. Like I said, I was talking about earlier. She was talking. If you notice in the final episode before the FBI broke in the door, Kingpin was talking to her, and then it cut off. And when it went back to them, he was giving her the ring. So that good talk is probably a way for him to not end up going to jail at that. But remember, all the business shenanigans that he had with politicians and judges and all that, he has that. And not once his name shows up. So somebody else could end up taking the fall for all those dealings. Could be the judge, could be the politicians and all that stuff. And then he just could be a fall guy that his money was being used for that. So that's...
Okay. All right, Kevin.
I'm gonna say Foggy and Wesley and Ben Urich. They were my favorite side characters. Karen was also good, but yeah. I like the Wesley because of he's a friend of Fisk. And he does his filthy work for him. Actually, yeah. But the side characters were all interesting. So yeah, that are the characters for me.
Okay, yeah. Poor James had to leave us due to some, shall we say, personal circumstances. I won't wonder. Okay.
Man understands.
All right. Now, this one's going to be a jump ball. Let's see who can get on this one first. Let's have a little talk about Wilson Fisk, was played by Vincent D'Onofrio. Now, I remember this guy playing Leonard in Full Metal Jacket. The guy who blows his brains out in the John back in basic training. Then you also had him in Men in Black as, the guy in the Edgarson. This guy is just an incredible actor. I want to know what you guys felt about his performance. Who wants to go first?
Let Lily Neal go first.
Lily Neal's been wanting to jump on this one. Go ahead.
I love Fisky. He's so cute. I know him from Law and Order: Criminal Intent. So the moment I heard his voice on the phone, I was freaking out in my mind. I was like, oh, it's Fisky. Oh, he's amazing. He plays it so well. And the episode where it was like, I guess his backstory, I think that was the right one. Yeah. His backstory episode was amazing. Oh, he's such a good actor. I want to hug him and squeeze him. But then he might crack me in the face or something. I mean, he's so adorable, but he's so evil at the same time. Oh, and don't mess with Vanessa. Hello. But it's I like him. I really do. He's the perfect villain. He plays Kingpin so well, better than the gentleman that was in the movie. I can't remember his name right now.
It was Michael Clark Duncan in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you compare both Kingpins, I would pick D'Onofrio.
Well, I definitely pick him over his depiction back in the movie Trial of the Incredible Hulk, because in that one he was played by John Rhys Davies.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the way they wrote him and directed him, though, it did not come off that well. It just did not.
Oh, he was that bad?
It was definitely a low point for poor John Rhys Davies. You know, it's like I hope he collected the check and at least got some pleasure out of that.
I just like him and Vanessa together. I'm just so glad he got her and his little shy self. I guess I'm trying to make kind of like I know that Daredevil is not a chick thing, you know. It's more of a man flick, but in a sense, I like Fisk and Vanessa together. I'm kind of making my own kind of chick thing out of it.
Oh, okay. I can see that. All right, who's next?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. Go on, Will.
Okay, yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio playing the Kingpin. It was a great idea, and kudos to whoever thought of asking him for the job and for hiring him. He's a great actor. He has to return for the second season. As Lady Neil said, yes, Vanessa does play a big role in the comics. I'm not going to get into it, but let the fans of ours go into the books and find out how smart this woman is. Let's just say that she may be, you know, you see her selling art, but just that you know, being influenced by the Kingpin, she's a smart woman. So that, you know, I can't wait for that. You know, hopefully, yes, he is better than the Trial of the Incredible Hulk and the Ben Affleck actors. You know, they play with what they could back then. Like I said, you know, Vincent D'Onofrio, even though we see them in other stuff, like including Law and Order like that, it was he played the role straight out, not funny, and very soft spoken. And you see the way that you see how shy he is around Vanessa, and at the same time that he falls in love with her and wishes to protect her from the influence that was going on in the city. So that's why he needs to come back.
Okay, Mike, you're about to jump out of your chair. Come on, go ahead and hit us with it.
Oh yeah, man. Well, this was the point. Once we seen him on screen and saw what he could do, man. Oh my God, I fell in love with him, dude. And of course, I've known him from Full Metal Jacket fame, of course, man. But man, this has to be, and I know, like with a bunch of you guys, we all watch all these different superhero shows. This is my favorite character out of any of them, man. Any of them. He plays Kingpin perfectly, man. Perfectly. Just like, man, back in the 80s, 90s, when I'm reading a comic, Kingpin would pop it. That, man, he was Kingpin, man. Completely sold it. Now we got into his backstory right before, where he's looking in the mirror and he sees his little self, you know, his younger version. Then we get into his backstory, you know, with his dad, you know, being a bit abusive and all, and his mom and all, and some stuff he had to go through as a kid. Even that kid that played, I guess, the younger version of him, did a great job, man. Did a great job for a kid to have to, man, like, like when his dad was telling him to kick that guy, kick him, man, kick him, you know what I mean? And then at the end of that, when he's like, you know, he got the hammer and that's it, man. So, you know, that's it. He had enough of it, you know, his dad being a prick and, you know, beating on his mom, man. It made me really fall in love with his character, man. Seriously, like, loved him, man. Like, that was the point where I started talking to some of my other friends, maybe some here, and said, you got to check out Daredevil, dude. At least check out when they get to the Kingpin, dude. Because that character is so freaking likable as a villain. And you rarely get that. Like, yeah, we like villains sometimes. Like, we love Darth Vader. He's evil and stuff. You know what I mean? But in a different way, we just felt for this guy, man. As evil as he was, you just felt for him. And you kind of wanted him to beat Daredevil. I did anyway, man.
I wanted him to beat him and escape with Vanessa.
Yeah, exactly. Because usually you got your hero and villain fight. Usually, you know your hero's going to win. You're kind of rooting for him, whatever. But with this, I'm like, oh, man, you don't want him to get caught. You don't want him to go to jail. You want him to get away and do his thing, because you just felt for him. He was great. The perfect villain, man, of anything I've been watching lately. He's the number one villain in my book.
Okay, Philip.
For me, at first I was a bit at odds with his character because he's got that subtle change of characterization. Is that soft side, like everybody says, there's that soft side to him, and that caring side, which is at odds with his violent side. And you don't really get that with many bad characters in superhero films or movies, because it's unheard of. But this guy, I've never heard of this guy before Daredevil, so I've never seen him before in anything, and I was sold by him. I mean, it's creepy, but at the same time, you just want to be on his side every now and then. But when he blows up, you want to stay the hell away from that man. You just want to stay the hell away. And but I want to ask Will, is that how they characterize him in the comics sometimes, Will?
When you got to remember, when the Kingpin first appeared in the comics, it was in the Spider-Man comics. I mean, he was the king, the Kingpin of the mob like that. But then the Spider-Man story wasn't really good for him. But when he first appeared in the Frank Miller's run of Daredevil as a real Kingpin, and the way he has his men and all these stuff, they did that much better and did the character more justice to it. So that's how come he's better suited as a villain for Daredevil than Spider-Man.
Okay, cool. But like, and as I say, I love the scenes of him, giving people their what fors every now and then. He just one nasty piece of work, but it's wonderful. And I do hope that he gets back when Vanessa comes. If she does come back for him and bails him out, he'll get out of there anyway. Of course he will. He's a kingpin. He can't be held forever.
Okay, Graham.
Well, Phil basically summed it up for me there. Vincent D'Onofrio does an excellent job of playing this dual character role for me throughout this whole first season. You've got the gentle giant on the one hand, and on the other hand, you've got this ball of fire and rage, which can be traced back to his backstory with the situation, obviously, with his old man. And it's just what the inner conflict that the guy portrays is just deliciously delectable in every way. That's a big word for you, Philip. Masterful, skillful, and hell, if Netflix shows are eligible for Emmys, give him one. Give him it now.
It's like, shut up and give that man an Emmy.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin.
This backstory of him really scared the crap out of me. When he was, walking to his closet, put the suit on, the rings, all the jewels, the things that he got, and then he watches himself in the mirror and then covered with blood. I was like, what the is happening here? And then, of course, the backstory episode, man. Now, then you have the feeling that it was right to kill his freaking father, because his father was every time kick him. You could also say I don't want to, but yeah, then you get an angry father at you. But with that mother thing, that his mother was beat up by his dad, and then he grabbed the hammer, and then bam. I was like, holy shit. And the mother said, okay, we have to hide the body somewhere. I was like, damn, that's dark. But the performance of him with Vanessa, that he's just shy, First in the beginning I thought, okay, it's okay, man, he's lonely, he's getting with Vanessa. And then the part with the Russian guy that he beat the crap out of. Man, that scene when first he's beat it in his face, and then he's doing with the freaking car door, and then until his head his head is popped off the body. Man, that was brutal. Also with just like William said, and Graham said, you don't have to mess with him, because if you mess with him, he's get freaking angry, and not freaking angry like the Hulk, but man, he's getting freaking evil at that point. He's beating people up, and yeah, I love the news that he's returning for season 2, because I love his performance. And I have to get used to the gritty style of Marvel right now, because it's freaking bloody, man. I like blood. I can stand blood, but yeah, if I show this to one of my friends, then they have to yeah, they're going to do the same reaction as me, like, oh my god, it's freaking dark. But yeah, he's just a cool dude. But yeah, if you fuck with, you are really screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
You do realize, Kevin, you do realize we're going to cut your whole scene there.
I can replace it with words like, it's freaking good.
No worry about it. I got a whole lot of sound effects I'm going to have to use. Okay.
But yeah, I loved it.
Okay, AJ.
When I heard that Vincent D'Onofrio was going to be cast as the Kingpin, I knew he was going to be good because I saw this movie called Chained, where he plays a taxi driver serial killer. He would pick up women, he would abduct them, chain them up, and eventually kill them and dispose of them. So I knew he was going to be epic as the Kingpin. It started off slow with him for, mild and whatnot, what he thought he should be in public, not what he really is on the inside. And I love the contrast between him and Daredevil when they both go to the art gallery at different times. Daredevil's looking at a painting of fire and rage and whatnot, whereas the Kingpin is looking at like almost a blank white canvas with swirls in it from his childhood when he was looking at the wall when his dad was beating on his mum. So the contrast between the two, you can say even in the trailer, where they're both trying to do good for the city, but they're both going about it their own way, which in both cases is the right and the wrong way at the same time. So D'Onofrio is just brilliant. Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to leave the floor wide open for this one. But what I love most about this series is the fact that you've got two opposing forces. You've learned their backgrounds. You've learned where they've come from. And the scary part is by the end of the movie, or by the end of the series, you're not sure which one you want to cheer for, because each one of these guys thinks they're doing the right thing. They're trying to accomplish the same goal, but they're doing totally different ways about it. Wait, I don't know. Why are you waving your finger for, Will?
Well, notice that you said we seen the background. We see more the background of Matt Murdock, especially with his father and all that stuff. But we really didn't see that much of Wilson Fisk. We seen his childhood. We never saw he became the Kingpin. He met all the other mob's leaders. He got his money. We never seen none of that stuff. That's something that we got to get into.
I got a question for William. Now, did the Kingpin have any superpowers in the comics at all?
No. Well, in the comic that you saw him as a big husky, it makes him look like he's a fat guy. Yeah. Alley, that's not fat. All that is muscle. So when you hit him, it doesn't hurt him, but that's muscle.
So he's just a normal guy.
Yeah, he trained in martial arts and sumo wrestling and all that stuff.
Okay.
That's how he fights.
All right, Philip, you had something to add?
No, I was going to say that I did like the scene with, when he'd been taken away in the police van, and the others were like I don't know what they were, the policemen or what they were. They bust him out of the van along the highway, and the way he just casually walked down the highway into the next transport, that was just cool, man. The way he just bowled around like that, like nothing.
Notice how he did it nice and calm, no problem. He has backups for any little thing that goes wrong with him. That's how come when he talked to Vanessa at the end of the season finale, there's going to be a way she's going to get him out of jail.
Yeah.
And we remember in the money that the Wilson Fisk's father borrowed was from a mobster named Rigoletto.
Yeah.
And in the comics, the King Wilson Fisk was was one of his bodyguards, and then later on he took over the leadership by taking out Rigoletto.
That's right.
Yeah, first time I saw the Kingpin was like in the Spider-Man animated series. The ones that was like, what was it, late 50s, early 60s?
When the Spider-Man first appeared in the 60s.
Yeah, was it the 60s? Or it had to be in the 60s. That really, really old animated one. You know, that's the first time I saw him. And he was just this big, bald, white dude. Oh, look at me. I'm Yul Brynner, and I'm fat, and I'm on steroids. What I love about this series is it completely changed my mind about how this character. You know, it showed that, you know, it's incredible, you know, the way he's portrayed. You know, they've given him more dimension. They've given him, you know, more layers than you got originally.
This is the way when Frank Miller took over Daredevil in the 80s, this is the way he did Wilson Fisk. This style, this power, this influence. That's the way this TV show is using.
Yeah, but do you guys think that the way that he portrayed Fisk in this is overshadowing himself in the show?
Why not? And why not?
Because
you know what? You know what though? I think this shows that a villain series could possibly work. Because if they put out a Kingpin series, all of us right here would watch it. Because that's all we're kind of focused on.
Yeah, you know, like the origin more, like when he took over the mob like that, they could do that.
Even though Daredevil was cool in his right, but really, I guess in a way, I was a big fan rooting for William Fisk, man.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's kind of pushing the Daredevil to one side because Fisk is such a force of character in the series.
Yeah, remember he don't get his hands dirty himself. And remember in the comic run that Frank Miller took over, he has the hand. That was the ninja, one of the ninjas that Matt Murdock fought in one of the episodes. That was one guy. He has an organization. That was one dude. He has an organization of ninjas. Then he hired Elektra. That was a girlfriend of Daredevil. And then he got Bullseye later on. He had all these assassins. He had all these bodyguards for him. So you're gonna end up seeing he's gonna come back and he's not gonna be stupid and say, hey, you got these little powers that helps you. I'm gonna have my own little backup.
I did like that fight scene with the hand and Daredevil. That was awesome. And it just shows how Daredevil is just as human as anybody else. He can be bruised, he can be broken, but he still comes back for more. Wicked.
Oh, yeah. Very realistic for a superhero show. Out of all the ones we watch, very realistic, this one.
That's why I like it. Yeah, go ahead, AJ.
I was just saying gritty. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I like more about Daredevil. The fact that the guy, the hero, or who he perceives the hero, Daredevil, he's vulnerable. He's not this super dude, you know, who's got the cape and the you can only hurt me with kryptonite. No, he hasn't got that, man. You see him getting stabbed, knifed, beat the crap out of, and he has to recover from all that. He's more, you know, human. He's more vulnerable. I love that. You know? He's not Ultraman. I can take an atomic.
Well, let's see. Philip, compared to the TV series here, does Daredevil have any other powers other than his senses or anything else going on?
No. He relies solely on what tools he has at his disposal, like his nunchucks or the that. You know what? In the movie, he had with Ben Affleck, he had that kind of thing that kind of stick that shoots out a wire that you can fly across the rooftops with. I wish he had.
You mean swing?
Yeah, the swing thing. I wish he had that in this. Though.
Well, he just started out, so he's gonna have to learn how to do that.
Well, how about that, William? How long did Stick train Daredevil?
Stick trained him when he was a kid, where he could stop overhearing and could learn how to use his fingers and smelling and all that. But he didn't teach him every word like Stick has his organization. What was the? Hold on, I remember the name. They call the Chase because they're the good white. They wear white ninja outfits and they fight the hand.
Right.
So that's how come Stick showed up. So he's gonna have to come in and maybe teach him a little bit more about his senses like that if he could be heightened up, especially with a hand.
Yeah, but will Daredevil be willing to be taught again by Stick? Because the way they were going at each other at the time, it wasn't a good aim.
That's because he doesn't understand that when Stick killed what looked like a child, it was not a child. I'm not going to get into that because that might happen in the second season. More
okay. That. Oh, okay, fair enough.
There's a question. Yeah, we were asking. What was the deal with that? Kid in the boxcar or the freight car that came in. And he's trying to tell him that isn't what you think it is.
That's what he was explaining to him. It's not what it looks like. But since Stick didn't train him that well, he can't see what Stick sees.
Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing that explained in Series 2. Plus, we got rumors Bullseye's probably showing up in Series 2.
Yeah, Jason Statham.
No, that's not him. He's not.
Alright.
Statham.
It's not Statham.
No, not Statham. That
Fuck.
was a rumor.
No, why not?
And because he has a movie that just came out and made money, so he's gonna be doing other movies.
Matter of fact, I heard it's going to be Tug Speakman. No. Sorry, a little out there for you, what do you call it, you guys who are fans of the, now I can't remember the name of the movie. Comedy movie, Les Grossman.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, that was it. Yeah.
So, Will, do you think they will include Elektra in the coming series along the way?
Well, they mentioned her a little bit this season about that Greek girlfriend that he had that she left. They broke up. That was that was Elektra.
Really?
Yeah, she's Greek. So maybe she could come back as one of Wilson Fisk's assassins.
As long as it isn't Jennifer.
Yeah. That could be another actress. Another thing that's funny is that when Matt Murdock's father died before he was an adult to go to college, remember he was in the St. Angie Church with the other orphans. And what's that funny thing is that same orphanage is where Sky from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was raised too.
Oh.
So that could be a funny little crossover right there.
Yeah, crossovers.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I hope that Kingpin is getting his white suit in season 2 after.
No.
No,
Because when he introduced himself to Vanessa, she said in the joke, there was this guy that was wearing a cardigan and all that. That's the white suit that in the comics Wilson Fisk was wearing, and she didn't like it.
Oh.
So you're not gonna see that. Thank goodness. That's a stupid outfit.
So, in regards to outfits, how are we liking Daredevil's reveal of his costume right here in the last episode? Do we like it?
The part right here with the mask just got to change a little bit. That's it.
It looks kind of lacking in some sense to me.
He's got to change it a little bit up here. That's it. The costume, the way is perfect for somebody who deals with knives and stuff like that. And as we seen in the beginning of the season, he got cut up pretty badly a lot.
Yeah, of course he does.
So that he needs to protect. He needs that kind of protection. That's how come the suit. That's Wilson Fisk had that in his clothes. That when he got stabbed, he didn't get cut.
Yeah.
So he needed that.
That's another thing, though, because he's using one of Kingpin's men to make his costumes and things. Yeah, is he still going to use that man to make other things like weapons and things like that?
Well, that guy is Melvin Potter in the comic books. He's the gladiator that fights. Right. He fights Daredevil where he shoots out blades out of here to cut him up. But if you notice, he has he's a little mentally slow.
Yeah, of course.
So he's the way he was also in the comics. That he was very protective of his sister, who's wheelchair bound. So that's what. So if Matt Murdock could help them like that, maybe he could help him make the stick better, like the fighting stuff, and hook up the costume better. This is all potential stuff because remember, this is only the first season. We don't know how long this is gonna last.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a total shock to be a big hit that it is.
Yeah. Because especially after a certain movie happened a few years ago.
I thought the costume was decent. It was decent. I hope they got something new for this next series. Or I guess, are they doing the Defenders first? Or
well, what's supposed to come out in the fall is Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
David Tennant's in there as the villain, and then it's supposed to be after that one. It's supposed to be Luke Cage. And then Iron Fist, but since season 2 is greenlit, it's supposed to come out the same time it did this year, next year.
Okay,
that's why I'm glad Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all these other guys are stepping up because they can give us programming that you can't get on regular television in most cases. Like sure, The Walking Dead, but that's a very rare exception. I'm shocked AMC has allowed them to get away with what they've gotten away with, but imagine trying to put this series on to even the CW. Look at Arrow. Arrow tried to go in the same direction, but they had to limit themselves even because otherwise, you got the censors banging on your door saying, no, you can't do that. That's why I love the fact that these guys are doing these series now. You can get to see a little bit more gritty, a little bit more realistic, and that's what I love about it.
And it's $10 a month, man. Seriously, I know it's just. Yeah. They got a lot of movies, and Netflix has a lot of Asian horror movies, which I'm into, which is awesome. But yeah, their original series, man, especially like Daredevil, that was awesome. Hemlock Grove, I watched. That was pretty cool. And
here's another thing that I'm gonna interrupt you. You remember the Asian lady that was selling the drugs?
Yeah.
And they had that steel serpent design on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the villain from Iron Fist that he has that in his chest.
Oh, okay, cool.
So notice that she says, "I'm going back home," but when he said, "Oh, you're going back to China," so no, I'm going more further than that. She's going to Kunlun. That's where Iron Fist is at.
Ooh.
So that little old lady might end up showing up in Iron Fist.
Do we think that? Do you know how Netflix showed the whole entire 13? Is it 13 episodes?
Yeah, 13. 13.
You think that was a good move to have access to all 13 straight away? Or
you didn't complain when it came out.
No, but what I'm saying is,
beautiful.
No, but what I'm saying is, would it have served better to roll it out one episode a week on Netflix?
But that's the thing with Netflix, you go watch it all in one shot, or watch it on your own pace.
It's a beautiful thing, and I think the big studios are going to start doing it. Just did it with Aquarius. They just released every episode, all online for everybody to watch. So I think it's something that's just going to happen because we're all into the binge watching now, where we'll bang out a series in a week. It's cool, man. I love it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The big advantage is the fact Netflix doesn't have to worry about commercial advertising. You see, their main source of income is the subscribers. So they've got the money to do this. They don't have to worry about sitting around waiting for or whatever. Say I want this time slot. Boom, they can just give you all the episodes right up front. That's what I love about it.
Look at the money they're gonna make when Daredevil is released on DVD.
Yeah,
that's extra money for them.
They got so many shows planned. Netflix is the future, man. They got that. Not that we're gonna watch Fuller House, but they got the sequel to Full House coming out. William's a big fan. I know, but it really does. And they got to bring back I think Powerpuff Girls. Maybe it's that one. One of them.
I'm sorry, guys. My theory on the Olsen twins is that somewhere out there, their mother was violated by what's his name from the Keebler Elves.
Yeah.
They're not going to be in that new show. So
no, they're not.
Well,
they don't need twins now.
I never liked any of them. So you got it, dude. You build a whole series around that.
Even one of the subscription, not HBO and Showtime, one of the like Netflix and one of the other ones, they're going to have one of the Stephen King novels as a miniseries.
Oh yes, yeah.
I think the 11/22/63.
Also, the fact that we're hearing that they're possibly going to be putting The Stand over there too.
Stan is going. I think Stan's going to Showtime. It's going to be a miniseries.
I'm glad they did that because I didn't want to see it try to put it into a 3-hour movie. It would have been a quarter loss. Okay, Graham, you wanted to chime in on something?
No, man. Just touching back on the costume. I get where Will's coming from in terms of the eyepiece, but anything's better than the pair of tights that we had all season, if you ask me. So,
All right, Lady Neo, because I feel like we're leaving you guys behind a bit. So
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
if you want, come on in.
Well, she can talk about the costume. She likes it or don't like it.
What did you make of the costume?
And it's a well off.
Uh-oh, sorry. She's
Oh dear.
In a minute.
Yeah,
Kevin's been kind of quiet. Come on, hop in. What do you think about the new costume?
Man, that costume, I drew it yesterday.
You drew it? Okay, yeah.
I painted it for some school.
Sure is it?
Yeah. But I like the costume. But in my TV settings, there are some problems with it. That it was black, sometimes it was something with that settings. But I liked it, the suit. He's vulnerable. He's not some freaking Iron Man like invincible.
Yeah.
No, he's just like us. If you get stabbed by a knife, you just you are wounded and not like no, it's nothing.
Was it William? Was it originally like Spider-Man or something made fun of his costume or something? The original colors of it.
Okay, the original costume of Daredevil was yellow and red.
Yeah.
With the Flash? No.
Wait, if I got a picture of it, I'll look for it. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, do it. Yeah, just let me know. I'll screen share it when it comes up. Oh, yeah, I gotta see this.
You're gonna be like, what?
Oh man.
Now, were we talking about his costume, Matt Murdock?
Yeah.
Everything was okay with it, I guess. It's just that I wish his horns were bigger. You know, like the horns. You know, the little horns. I kind of want them like the Hellboy horns. You know.
We must. I must give kudos to the theme tune. I love the theme tune.
Yeah, the theme
Oh,
tune.
well,
The opening, yeah, the whole
well
opening.
said. I freaking love the score in the theme tune.
The bloody city with blood. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Man, that's awesome. Also,
Yeah,
another
it stays in your head, you know. You can always, little bit, how do we call
Although
it?
I did have a small quibble. Did anybody else have this issue? Watching the episodes, it might have just have been the copies I acquired, but whenever with the exception of the Russians, whenever anybody else was speaking a foreign language, there was no freaking subtitles.
Yeah, that was the only thing I got a little bit tired. I get tired of subtitles after a while.
Yeah, you know.
I watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they had the subtitles.
really, well,
Yeah,
I
they did,
only ever get subtitled when the Russians were speaking. When the wee Chinese lady was speaking, and whenever I was talking to Fisk and Chinese or whatever, nothing. So you had that full exchange. I had no idea what the frick was he saying. She walks out the room and then he busts up the table, and I'm like, okay, why did you do that?
Speaking of the language thing, I like the idea that all this time we thought that Wesley was the translator for Kingpin. And yet in the end, you realise that he could understand it perfectly. And it was like,
that was cool.
It was the same with the Spanish, with Karen and the wee old lady who wanted to stay in a tournament building. You're like, okay, I know the odd word in Spanish, but not enough to keep track of this conversation. Where's the bloody subtitles, you know?
But yeah, it's also Blu-ray worthy, in my opinion. If it's going on Blu-ray, you know, for a year later or so, I'm gonna buy it.
I'm sure.
Because they deserve the money, you know.
yeah.
Definitely.
TV show.
Again, Netflix, $10 a month. That's a lot. They got a lot of cool movies on there.
8.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Beats going to you go to that red box every couple days. You know, that's a bit of a rip.
Oh, here we go.
That was John Rhys Davies as the Kingpin.
Oh my God!
Really?
It looks like, I don't know how to describe that.
Very 80s.
Yeah,
Wow.
No, that's the wrong type of
He should
Kingpin.
have shaved his head. It would have been better if he shaved his head.
That doesn't work for me at all.
It looks like it looks like Donald. It looks like Dr. Loomis gone wrong.
If he took off the glasses and shaved his head and got rid of that beard, it would have been okay.
yeah, they had him wearing mirrored shades. Kind of looks like old people wear over their glasses.
Yeah.
That did not work. Oh man.
Kind of like Will.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to paste it.
Okay, I know this is gonna throw you out because I know there's some people who've really, balanced on this issue. The receptionist, what was her name again?
Karen Page.
Karen Page.
Played by Joanne Wool. I was actually shocked because I had seen her before as Jessica Hamby in True Blood. And to me, pretty good character. I thought she did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to speak out on that, or?
Yep.
When you go, AJ.
Just how they introduced her in the story at the beginning, like she was a murderer, where they sort of, portrayed her as being the murderer and she was their first client. I thought that was a brilliant way of introducing her into the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you guys been practicing law? Let me see. What time is it now?
7 hours.
She was one of my favorite characters in True Blood as Jessica, man. So I was kind of psyched to see that she was actually, one of the main characters in this awesome show. Good for her.
The thing I liked about her was the first 2-3 episodes, she was like this feeble, fish out of water element type character, and you're going, Oh God, she's not going to be a whiny little bitch all season, is she? But then, as the thing developed, you know, she became a go-getter. She hooked up with the guy Ben, and you know, once she got, you know, she was like a shark smelling blood, man. She just sunk her teeth into that pork chop, wouldn't let go. Good shit, man.
Okay, and Foggy. Look at
Foggy. Yeah.
Foggy.
Poor Foggy,
I
man.
liked him.
You know,
Awesome.
especially when he finds out his best friend is running around in the middle of the night as a vigilante. I loved his reaction to that. It was really well.
I especially.
Are you really blind?
I-
And that quote. Really.
Yeah, well, you know, for me, it was, before I say anything, I'll have a beer. That sold it for me, you know. But yeah, Foggy, I mean, I was more pissed at the fact he was, you know, he was nailing that. What was her name? The hot looking lawyer.
Oh yeah, that's
The
right.
other lawyer, the blonde.
Yeah.
Oh, what the lucky basket.
Marcy, that was her name, yeah, Marcy. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, let's go for a booty call. I've had a rough night.
Okay, send me that again. I kicked out
All
my
right.
Skype and it canceled the file for some reason. Okay.
Give me a minute.
All right. So, yeah, I really loved. All right, who's the actor playing him? Anyone know his name off the top of their head?
No, MD.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job of that. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I love that scene. It's like, I thought I knew you all this time, and it turns out you're running around doing this stuff. It's like a reaction to it. You know, it's like, you know, how would you react if you found out the guy you're working to, you know, next to every day, and you thought you knew him in and out. Next, you know, boom, you know, you find out he's a vigilante. He's been doing all this. You think he blew up this building. It's like, phew.
Yeah.
Myself.
They had a cool backstory when they were in college. I was pretty
Yeah, you know, that's one thing I've got to give this season high kudos for. Whereas, you know, every couple of episodes, somebody or an element today with the series gets its own backstory. You've got the relationship with Murdoch and his father. You've got the Kingpin's backstory. You've got the college story between Foggy and Matt. You know,
good backs, not Arrow.
No, even
if anybody here buys the trade paperbacks of the Frank Miller run that shows them in college, you gotta see how.
Holy shit!
I remember seeing that one time.
You gotta see how Foggy helped Matt hook up with Electro. That's a funny story there.
Well, William, give us a little backstory on this original Daredevil outfit and why he changed it.
Well, it looks stupid.
It does look very.
Well, Spider-Man told him to change the look because it's too bright. It stands out at night.
Yeah, you're right.
The criminals didn't take him so seriously.
Yeah.
He looks like a side character out of He-Man in the Masters of the Universe, man. I mean, you know, he could be standing next to Ram-Man and Fisto and nobody'd give a frig.
What's the current Daredevil look? Is that cool?
Oh, he's more darker.
Yeah,
it's dark now.
Well, because it's red, and then it stands out at nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
I got a picture of it. Hold on. I'll send it.
Again,
from that original costume there, have they altered it slightly to the one that we get now these days in the comics, or is it still basically the same design but a different color?
It's a little different color. He had a different one that almost like was like you could say armorish.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't wear that one no more. So you know.
Okay, found it.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
You're having technical difficulties. Bear with us.
Somebody on here who's actually. You see, I'm not a comic book guy.
No.
Matter of fact,
it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to get the contrast. No, you're right. Yeah.
my first exposure to Daredevils, I had a friend of mine. He's a diehard comics collector. He mainly supports Howard the Duck. But then one day he showed me.
Howard the Duck.
He still has them. He still has the original Howard the Ducks. He's still got them.
Oh my God!
Nice.
And he showed me this thing called, I think it was called Forbish Man. And
that was a comedy. That was a comedy comic book.
Yeah, it was they had a parody of Daredevil, and it was a little thing they called Married with Superpowers. And take a Married with Children. And he actually, the guy, Albino, who was played by the Vision, had hired Daredevil to go around and find out, because he thought that his child was not his because he didn't have his superpower. So he had Daredevil as DUH, Daredevil, go around and ask people whether they were the father or not to get the truth. Oh man! Oh, but okay. So, anything else we haven't brought up yet?
You Russian guys.
What about them?
Well, you got the picture ready, right, Freedom?
Okay, like I should have just came to. There we go. There it is. Good.
That they are also playing a part in this series, and that the Gray Man is also playing a part.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Mean and moody.
Notice it covers. Notice that from his nose, it goes down on an angle like that.
Yeah.
That's what they got to fix right there in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can see why they went with the shorter horns, though, because if you went with like the Hellboy horns, somebody could just walk up to you, boom, 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 grab it.
Wait, he does the horn to scare people because remember he's raised Catholic, so so that's the scare.
But not everybody. No, I dare say not everybody's going to tangle with a God-fearing Catholic. I mean,
actually, going back to the Catholic place or the church place, is
a priest?
Yeah, is a priest aware that he's Daredevil?
Yeah, he's aware.
Yeah,
I would say so.
And if you notice, I don't want to give it away, but I'm gonna have to. If you notice when he was a little kid, there was a lot of nuns around him. When he was in pain like that. One of them is his mom.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Oh.
So hang on. So let me get this straight. The boxer knocked up the nun.
I don't think.
Graham, he's got none. He's got none. Let's get it right.
He got none.
I don't think she was. I think she became a nun after she had.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, just checking.
But if you want to know about her, read the Born Again book. That's when the Keeping finds out he's Matt Murdock.
Well, she must have been born again after that. That's for sure.
No. Trust me. When you read that book and what happens to Matt Murdock, you'll be like, wow. You hope they borrow a little bit from this storyline because they're gonna look real good on TV.
Well, considering how gritty it is at the moment, I'm hoping what you're saying comes to fruition because it needs to be like that and continue to be like that.
That's what I love about this series. Like I said, if you're a comic book lover, you can get into it. If you're not, you can get into it. Like I said, I walked into this thing with literally almost the only experiences I said I had a Daredevil was Daredevil, and then of course Incredible Hulk.
I think I got that covered.
My whole support of him really got eroded away by that certain Ben Affleck movie that came out a few years ago.
Yeah, I only remember.
You know what? I could put it down. But thank goodness it did bring Marvel money. Because, if it would have been a bomb, that would not made. It would not be able. That might not have made the Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So that actually made money?
Yeah, it made his money back and then some.
Well, there you go.
It was like a $60-70 million budget, and he made over 100. It made way more than that.
Well, I guess.
Maybe less than budget.
I just want to say, as low as an opinion I have of the Daredevil movie, it's nowhere near as low as Elektra, the spinoff.
Oh,
that
was a spinoff? I saw that.
Yeah, I saw them both. Electro and that thing.
Electro. Yeah.
Jennifer Garner, even more wooden. Oh God.
But
just a little prick. That's all I've got to say there.
Yeah, it costed $77 million to make it and made over $180 million.
Well, there you go. I guess that just goes to prove the old theory that even the biggest steaming pile of shit will rise from the ashes and make you a bit of dough. So yeah.
Hey, but we didn't talk a lot about Matt Murdock's character.
Okay.
The funny thing is about that I liked it when they showed them in court.
Yeah.
And I wish they need to show more of that, him in court.
Yeah, I kind of like him when, he's just his normal, everyday guy self. He's really good at that. I really love the way he portrays that. This is a guy who, if you met him on the street, you'd never suspect that, oh, yeah, in the middle of the night, I'm out beating the crap out of terrorists, smashing. And the way brilliant performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we're mulling around for probably a couple hours now. I lost track of time. Let's just get down to the nitty gritty. We'll bring this sucker to a close. Let's start with Kevin.
10 out of 10.
You already said 10 out of 10, so we'll hold that to you. I just want to make sure that was way better. Yeah, don't let it in. Okay, AJ, out of 10.
12.
Wow.
All right,
Yeah.
Philip.
Who, me? Oh,
How
sorry,
would
who,
you-
me?
yeah, Series 1, how would you rate it?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go with AJ. I'm going to go one up and go 14 out of 10. There you go.
Odds.
Okay, William.
I give it a 10 plus.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
And from the Scottish kingpin Illuminati master himself.
26 out of 10.
Oi! Don't you dare get above us, man.
Oh, okay, Mike Shannon.
Well, you know what? Again, I have to say, like some of you guys said, and with you, Freedom, going into the series, not knowing much about Daredevil, and what a surprise it was that awesome, man. So for me, a 69 out of 10.
Yeah. Favorite number.
Mike, I've just got to ask, is that for Marcy?
And Lady Neo, out of 10.
I only like half of it, so I'm gonna have to give it half. I'm gonna have to give it a 5.
Oh, okay, one dissenter. I hate to make you the lone one, but like I said, I got to give it infinity out of 10.
Yes, yes.
I had no experience with Daredevil, other than little bits here and there. I walked into this thinking, okay, how good can it be? And then I was just blown completely away by the time I got to episode 13.
Well,
But how about this? How excited are you for these other characters that you probably don't know much about either? Like that Netflix is about to bring us. The end of this year.
I wasn't expecting it. Like if the other shows are even 20% like Daredevil, they're gonna get watched. I will watch Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist.
No, are all these commissioned as series or are some of them mini-series?
They're all 13 episode series.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, and if any of you out there who work for Netflix, you can send your commercial endorsement check to.
I don't need checks. Just send me Amazon cards.
Oh, they must buy some CDs. Anyway,
Okay, next week. This is going to be good. How many of us have seen both Avengers and Avengers 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because next week, we're going to put them head to head. Which one do you think is a better movie?
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
shut up.
Because I've been hearing a lot of dissenting opinion. A lot of people say, well, Avengers 2 isn't as good as Avengers 1. Then you got people who say, oh, God, you kidding? It blew it away. Then you got, no, Avengers 1 was the definitive article of both of them. No, I want to hear your guys' opinions. Avengers 1 versus Avengers 2. We're going to take a look at them there, and we'll rate them at the end and see which one you think came out. Okay, guys, I've decided we're going to save the rest of the Carpenter movies till next year. Because what I'm going to do, we're going to take all the horror Carpenters and we're going to put them together into one block. So that will include Halloween.
Yay!
And Prince of Darkness.
All right. Prince of Darkness.
Guys, are going to be put together. The Fog.
Press a mask.
Stuff we're going to put together in one block. That way we have some left over for next year when we're waiting for Series 10 of Doctor.
Next year, really?
Next year.
Wow.
We still got to do more Ray Harryhausen movies, too.
That's what we call planning
Because we have a lot of more Harryhausen movies we're going to talk about, too. So that way.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Remake.
But until such time, let's go ahead and let's get farewells from everyone. Let's start with Lady Neo.
See you guys later.
All right, Mike Shannon.
See you guys. It's great being here, man.
Graham.
Always a pleasure, dearies. Till next time.
William.
Thank you for having me here, and till next week.
Philip.
It's been a good one tonight. I want to see more of this. I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Kevin.
Thank you for watching. You guys support us, and we always entertain you guys.
And AJ.
Excelsior, true believers.
Excelsior! All right.
Wonder Twin Powers.
Have a good one, everybody.